the beautiful music of Wayne King and his orchestra playing Moonlight and Roses, I bid you all a good evening. I wish you are all well. And as you know, this is your Kumbari calling from L.A. to New Haven, non-stop. I'm going to sit back and listen to this record, thinking of you. I hope you enjoy it also. Well, how'd you like that, everybody? Yeah, I want to say right now, good evening to you, Anna Marie and Butch, especially to you, Anna Marie, Antoinette and Tony, Patty and Pete, Vinny, Johnny, Carol, Richie, Andrew, John, Peggy, Tony, Josie, Marie Ann, Uncle Andy, and anybody else I might have missed. Well, summer's with us again. It's a nice warm 80 outside. I just got home from work not too long ago. I had my dinner, listened to the Dodger ball game. They finally won one. The kids are in bed, and Betty's down the street visiting some of the neighbors. And what better time is there to sit back and make a tape for you? It seems that every time I try to get something going, I'm distracted, and I have to be alone to do things the way I want to do them. I'm like the old man, you know. I never decorate the tree while people are watching. So anyway, I'm kind of experimenting here with a little gizmo. They call it a patch cord. You hook it up to your stereo, plug it into the machine, and you can record and talk at the same time. So I hope you'll bear with me. The tape is rather lengthy, and I haven't got the time to sit back and give you 400 feet of pure, unadulterated bullshit, but I'll try. Well, listen, kids, this tape is primarily for the purpose of celebrating your anniversary, which is coming up on the 28th. It seems like only yesterday, as a matter of fact, a year ago tomorrow, we were leaving here for the trip to New Haven. Today is the 8th, and it's about 8:30 p.m. 8th of May, that is. And just a short 27 more days, what am I saying, 27? 21 more days, and it'll be your anniversary. So I want to get this thing all finished off and in the mail, so you'll have it by your anniversary, and maybe you could all sit back and reminisce and have a few laughs. In the course of this tape, I may sprinkle in a little bit of bullshit for Count Basie over there. So don't take me serious, you know what I mean? I've got several new albums that I purchased here not too long ago. As a matter of fact, while Uncle Andy was out here, I went down to Sears and I made Ashpez. I got something like 16 new albums, and I'm sure you'll enjoy hearing some of them. So from time to time, in the course of this little session, I'll throw in a record or two, and also a record of the Connie Francis. When I was in Vegas, I bumped into her, and I gave her an exclusive interview, and she's going to say a few words to you and sing you a couple of songs. How's that, all right? Okay. Well, listen, I'm going to have to go back and replay this thing over to see how it's coming out. So stand by, and we'll have a record for you. Well, I played it back. It doesn't sound too bad. It doesn't sound too good either, but that's beside the point. Before I go any further, Anna Marie and Butch, I do want to say most sincerely that I wish it were possible for me to be back there with you on the 28th of May to celebrate your anniversary. This day is, I'm getting choked up already. This day is real close to me because it was a great honor for me to stand up for you both at your wedding. And I guess from here on in, every 28th of May will bring back fond memories of both of you. So I've got a record here that kind of answers the question. It says, "That's Life." And it's done by Frank Sinatra. So sit back and enjoy it. And that was Brother Frank Sinatra. How about that, huh? Can't that guy sing, even for an old man? Well, you know what charges him up? Banging Mia Farrow all the time, you know. He got a good pipe job out of the deal, and now his voice came back. No, I'm only kidding. He's always had a good voice. Well, listen, before I play another one for you, let's say a few words. As far as Betty's concerned, she's just about ready to have the baby, and she looks just like a bass drum. She went to the doctor 2 weeks ago, it was, and he said that the baby may be early. So we're kind of keeping our fingers crossed. Maybe it'll come sometime in May. I'm taking my vacation in June this year, trying to get all prepared. She did her last-minute shopping, things she needed for the baby. Yesterday we got the crib and the bassinet all squared away, put in place. And now it's a matter of time. I just hope that I'm in the neighborhood when she has this one, because I don't know if I could stand the ordeal by having deputy sheriffs over the house delivering babies for me again. But we'll keep you posted and let you know what all comes out. Whether it be a he or a she, who knows, maybe it's two of them. Hey, Butch, when are you going to get started on one? You better start thinking about it, kid. They're real good for tax deductions anyway. I'm real happy with the two I've got. That Linda and Andy are really something. Linda's going to school, as you know, and come September, she'll be going to first grade, and she's looking forward to it. All that kid has in her hands day in and day out is a pencil and a piece of paper. She writes her ABCs, she writes her names, her letters, her numbers. She drives us crazy, but the teacher said that's a real good sign. Andy Mangabogat's, all he wants to do is go out and play with his trucks. Yeah. As a matter of fact, he still got them trucks that you girls gave him for his birthday last year. And he refers to them as the trucks that Auntie Antoinette and Auntie Vinnie bought him. How about that, huh? He's got a terrific memory. He was even telling me the other night about the time the jackasses came in the car on the way coming from back east. You know, you'd think he'd forget about these things, but they're all stored in the back of his mind, and he knows you all by name, and he refers to you all the time. So we're raising the kids with the idea in mind that they do have relatives back east. But I'm sorry Betty's not here. Even if she was, you know, she hates to talk, but she went down the street. She's visiting a neighbor of ours who just had a baby a couple of weeks ago. And she's like a little old lady herself. I think she's looking forward to this baby even more so than the other two, because my neighbor's got one, and now she's all charged up about having one. So listen, I hope everyone there is feeling fine. I hope Zamp is coming along a lot better with his leg. I heard he took a hell of a flop. But keep your chin up, Zamp. Don't lead with your left. Yesterday, Mom and Lil and Ralph were over for dinner. What happened, Mom and Lil went to Mary's Hour at the Coliseum, and that thing broke about 5 o'clock, so I told them to come over here for dinner. They got back and we ate about 6:30. and I barbecued some chickens and spare ribs outside, and we had a real nice time. I'm sorry I didn't start a tape last night, but it was kind of noisy around here, and I hate to sit down and tape while I have a bunch of people sitting around. It may seem selfish, you know, but I just as soon you sit back and listen to one voice than hear 8 or 10 voices all making a bunch of noise and nothing coming out of it. So one of these days, I won't make you any promises, but one of these days I'll get them all together and we'll try it again. But, you know, it's almost impossible to get a group together and try to have peace and quiet while you record. It just doesn't work that way. So listen, I'm going to play a record now, still with Frank Sinatra, but this is to Anna Marie and Butch, and primarily Butch. I'm sure you do this, Butch, but be sure you do it, okay? Because if you don't, I will.
Each day, tell her you love her today.
Well, all right. Don't forget, Anna Marie, if he doesn't, you let me know, and I'll send him a nasty letter. Listen, at the beginning of this tape, I promised you an interview with Connie Francis. So here we go. I hope you sit back and enjoy this, and I'm sure I enjoy it every time I play it.
Oh, you are a wonderful audience. Thank you. Hysterical. Well, finally somebody told me that Joe's last name in Japanese means lousy.
Well, there, wasn't she good? I really enjoyed that. I had to cut a little bit short because I'm running out of tape. As a matter of fact, I'm down about my last 10 feet on this side. So I'll ramble on and then flip over and we'll do some more. Not of Connie Francis, of course, but I've got a lot of Tijuana brass I want you to hear. Betty just came home a little while ago. She's sitting there. She just watched Peyton Place, so I had to shut down for a half hour. Keep peace in the house. But it's 10 o'clock now. Peyton Place is past, so I can talk until I go to bed. I hope you don't mind all the records I'm playing, but like I said, I'm not very good at talking. So listen, I'll let this thing run out and then I'll flip it over. I'm going to put on some Tijuana brass and put you in the mood, Butch. Hey, Butch, I don't know if Ronnie and Charlie still got their motorcycles, but I think of this one every time I play it. What do you think? Listen. And that's Herb Alpert. And now I'm going to play one for Count Basie. You could do the Mexican shuffle with this, Tony. How about that, huh? Sounds just like a Pollock wedding. I don't know, that guy's got something. He only made about $4 million in the last 2 years with that rinky-dink trumpet of his. Listen, I'm going to go through some of these things here and pick out some tunes that I think you'll enjoy hearing. While I'm on the subject, if you want me to I've got all of Herb Alpert's albums, and if you want me to send you a tape with just his music, just give me the word, and I'll get one of those large tapes, and I'll put it all on tape for you, and it'll save you a few bucks. You won't have to go out and buy his records. How's that? I gotta play one more for old time's sake. Tony, remember a long time ago you had that record, the Third Man theme? Well, I want you to hear it done by this guy. Listen. Swinging, huh? This guy's got a success story all his own. You know, he was going to school. As a matter of fact, he went to USC, the school that Frankie went to. And he was in the marching band there at SC. And he wanted to do something different, so he formed his own band. This was all covered on a special they had out here on Herb Alpert. Maybe you saw it back on the East Coast. But this guy is really selling the records out here. It cost me a few bucks, that's for sure. Well, okay, listen, I'll put the records aside for a little bit and have a little bull session with you. There isn't much new to report. We really enjoyed having Andy out here, and we had a nice time in Vegas. I was just sorry that I didn't get to see him before he left for the East Coast. And I'm surprised that he hasn't dropped us a line or given us a call since he got home. But I understand he's involved with some problems back there, so we understand. If you're listening, Andy, why don't you let us hear from you? Let us know what's hanging. When are you coming back out to Vegas? We're waiting for another steak dinner. That was some meal we had. Not on, I mean, the steak was so big you could have fed 8 people on it. Everything's the same out here. Mom and Dad are in pretty good shape. They're bickering all the time, you know. The old man's ready to take a trip. He's always ready. He's always got his bags packed. Mama looks real fine. She feels good. And like I said earlier, she was here yesterday. We had a nice 3 or 4 hours together. I don't get much chance to go by and see him now that I'm working days, and then at night I go into the paper company and push paper all night. And on my days off, I'm either going to school or coming on home and hit the sack because I'm tired. Well, another 12 years I'll be able to retire and live off the fat of the land. You know, talking about not having enough hours in the day, my yard work I'm so far behind in yard work that I don't know where to start. One of these days, here real quick, I have to get out here and cut the lawn. Good thing I have dichondra. I haven't cut that damn thing in over a year. But it doesn't grow very high. It just gets real thick, you know. And I gotta cut some bushes down. I gotta have a real field day over here. Why don't you jump on a bus, Tony, and come on out here and help me cut my hedges? Yeah, I know. You're good with the hedge clippers. Well, listen, I don't know what more there is to say, so I think I'll take a break and have a cup of coffee. Then I'll come back and give you some more. Betty's taking her bath now, and she doesn't like to talk anyhow. You have to understand that. It's not that she doesn't want to, but she's afraid of the mic, and she doesn't know what to say when she gets on. So when you hear my voice, it's from her and the kids and everything. I'm sorry they're in bed, but I'm getting them trained to go to bed early, and that way their mother can relax at night. Because I'm telling you, Andy's a one-man gang. That kid is too much. He never gets tired, the little son of a gun. Well, listen, like I said, I'll see you in a few minutes. Okay, I'm back. I got my cup of coffee, and I wish you were here, but you're not here, Antoinette. And Vinny, I'm with your spirits. I'm enjoying this cup of coffee. I'm sitting in front of my record player, trying to jockey records back and forth, and I hope I'm not boring you. If I am, just let me know, and I won't make any more record tapes. I'll just talk to you. But like I say, on both sides of this tape, you got about 1,000 feet plus. That's a lot of talking. And this really helps out when I can put a record on for you and you could all enjoy it. I try to keep in the tradition, so I'm going to play one more record right now. Bert Camford and his orchestra, just like New Haven. And this is Moon Over Naples. So here we go. Wasn't that pretty? Listen, Anna Marie, I wish I had Anniversary Waltz so I could play it for you, but I haven't got it. Now, if I had a violin, I can play it for you, but I haven't got a violin, and I haven't got that record, so you're going to have to do without it. I could sing it for you if you want, but it won't come out very good. Listen, I want you to do me a favor. I know Aunt Josie's kind of tied up and everything. If she's not listening, tell her that I bought 2 tapes. I'm making yours now to get out to you for your anniversary, and I'm going to make her one in the near future. I wish I had a stereo machine because all these records I have are in stereo and they really sound out of this world with the stereo hookup, but I got a monaural record or a monaural tape recorder, so I can't record in stereo, but they are really beautiful, and if I know Tony Morrow, he has these records because he keeps right on top of the subject, you know. Okay. Oh, that was beautiful. Isn't that nice? I play just like that when I want to, sometimes. And I'm just getting warmed up, and I'm almost out of tape. But it beats talking anyway. Listen, I got to put one on here. It's getting late, so I'll play this 3 o'clock in the morning by Bert Camford. Well, we've just about had it as far as tape is concerned, so I'm going to play one more number for Uncle Andy. He liked this very much. If you don't hear from us again on this tape, we bid you good night and pleasant dreams.
I'm sorry now.
Wasn't that nice? And I miscalculated. I have a lot of tape left so I can talk. How about that? I have about 30, 40 feet. Excuse me. So I'll utilize this time to wish you and Butch, Anna Marie, a very happy anniversary, your first year anniversary, and I hope you didn't have too many battles, but they're to be expected. You know, fun, it's always fun to make up. And like I said earlier, I'm sorry we can't be back there to enjoy this day with you, but like Aunt Vinny would say, we're with your spirits. So you have a real nice day that, on the 28th, and we'll be thinking of you, and you could think of us. And we'll think of each other.
Well, we might have a baby.
And who knows, maybe our baby will be born on that day. Wouldn't that be nice? What will we name him then? We're pretty sure it's going to be a boy. Maybe we'll name him Butch. Yeah, we'll name him Mistake. Gula sorte. Listen, tape's running out, so I don't want to sign off without saying goodbye to everybody. I hope you enjoyed this little session. I know I played a lot of records, but with the thought in mind that you could sit back and really enjoy listening to some music and a few little words that I might add. I know it's not a professional job, but I try. And like I say, if you want me to tape all of Herb Alpert for you, let me know and I'll do it. And be sure and tell Aunt Josie that I'll have her tape in the mail here shortly. I've got it. All I got to do is record it. And I know she'll enjoy hearing from us. So in the meantime, Grandma and Grandpa, Aunt Lil, Uncle Ralph, Vivian, Frankie and Jackie, Betty and I, and all the kids, send our love to everyone back home. And like I said, Anna Marie and Butch, have a nice anniversary. And enclosed in the package, you'll find a little something for your anniversary. I'm sure you could put it to good use. So, I'm waiting for this tape to run out. What more is there to say but good night, sweet dreams, and we'll hear from you soon. Goodbye now.